Alright, on this video I'm going to show you the one stroke technique. Before I start, I'm going to draw a few sketches of my main object, which is a cherry. And here you see me drawing a few sketches of the cherry, and I'm just going to kind of play around with the drawing to look like I want painting to look. So now I'm just drawing a few cherries just here and there on the paper, just kind of seeing what I come up with. One of the best ways to have successful painting is successful drawing, a sketch of painting. So, and the one thing you always want to do is have a good composition of your painting. So here you see a thumbnail drawing for my cherry. I know most stems are just kind of curved and decide how I want my stem to look, along with the negative spaces within the thumbnail square. You're welcome to fast forward this part, but I just want you guys to see how I just work on my small sketches before I begin my paintings. And here you see a lot of negative space on the left of the cherry, which makes good composition. And I think that's it. Could have a little bit more space on the right, but I think that'll be it. I like how the stem is curving up at the top. So let's go ahead and start on the painting. Now I'm going to go ahead and start on my drawing for the hold on, let me put my sketch near me. So here we go. I'm just going to draw out the same sketch that I have on my thumbnail drawing onto my small canvas board. That's close. I need to make it a little bit bigger though. Chair is kind of small, so go back in, bring the outer part, left side a little bit more. And that should be it. Yeah, that's much better. Looks much better. And that should do it. Well, I'm going to work on this stem a little bit, kind of curve it up a little bit. I probably could have just had it go straight up, but that's okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and mix my paint for my painting. I want to start with the background first, and then I'm going to move on to the foreground. Now, this particular technique is the one stroke technique where I basically just put the paint on my palette knife and just lay it down with one stroke. I might have to do a little bit more than one stroke on the background, but as I start working on the cherry itself, you'll see what I'm talking about. And I like this technique because it gives the entire paint a unique look, and it gives it leaves some good, cool textures by leaving just the paint as it is, and not really smoothing it out as much, and not really mixing it up with other colors. So you'll see. Now mixing my colors, I want a nice turquoise color, so here I added some white, blue, and a little turquoise. So here you see me just laying down my paint, just one stroke at a time, filling up the background as much as I can. Similar to how I normally would do a painting, but I'm not smoothing out as much as I normally would do. I'm just going around the canvas. Again, just one stroke at a time, leaving a nice thick texture. Now with this particular painting, I did not add any medium. I just used the paint straight out the tube. You get around at the top, just clean the edges a little bit, define the cherry a little bit more around the edge, and that should be it. I love doing this. Alright, go ahead and wipe off palette knife. It's good to have a few paper towels handy. Now I'm going to go ahead and move on to the cherry itself. Here I'm just mixing up some cadmium red, cadmium yellow, and white. I'm also going to add some green to the red to do my dark value of the cherry. And there you see a little green and a little red mixed up to kind of darken up that red. And again, I'm just going to use one stroke, so just watch me as I do one stroke there. I'm going to get some more paint, one more stroke, and that's it. I'm not smoothing it out, I'm not mixing it in, any of that kind of stuff, so just one stroke. And it's going to have a cool effect once I finish. I probably could have used a smaller palette knife, but I'm so comfortable with that medium-sized palette knife. I always use it, but I probably could have used a smaller palette knife with this small size canvas, but you get the idea. Now I'm going to add the main color. And again, I'm just adding one stroke. Put some more red on, just a little bit more. There we go. Try and get a nice, not too bright of a red, kind of dull it down a little bit. As you can see, I just kind of turn my palette knife, kind of circular motion, to kind of fill it up. And there, yeah, one stroke. Now, if you can fill it all in without having to go back in with those small areas, that'll be good. Get on the top left part. I'm gonna do the right side the same way. One stroke again. You see a little paint kind of off on the side, kind of off in the blue, but that's okay. Some of those little small accidents kind of still make the painting look unique. And now I'm going to mix in sort of a neutral green for my stem. Can't see the whole, well, there you go. Now you see I'm mixing the green and white and yellow, kind of a brownish almost, but kind of wanted a neutral color for the stem. Add a little bit more blue to darken it up a little bit. And again, just using one stroke. Imagine doing this same painting on a larger canvas with a bigger palette knife. It'll look real cool because those one strokes almost show up like one texture, so to speak. And the um, the final product will look awesome, especially with the texture and the way you use your paint and the direction of the way you use the paint. Gives the painting overall a unique look. So here I'm adding some highlights to the cherry. Add a little yellow and white. The white is a little bit big. I'm gonna go back in and kind of make it a little bit smaller. Here I added a light blue, just give it a little extra something. I didn't have to do that, but I like highlighting in light blue sometimes. And there you can see the whole cherry right there. Make that white a little bit smaller. I think it was too strong. Kind of take away from the cherry. Clean it up a little bit. Looks a whole lot better. And again, I'm just using one stroke. So I would encourage you, if you having a hard time with painting loose, this is a good way to do it. Just draw some small sketches and then paint some small paintings. Just using one stroke technique with the palette knife. And I promise you, you keep doing that, it'll loosen you up a little bit. And it'll force you to kind of not try so hard to make everything perfect. When I was in college, I used to, well, we was taught to, draw realism to the T. And after I graduated, I kind of got bored with that, and I just kind of evolved to just kind of start painting loosely. And I know if you're trained to draw and paint tight realism painting, it's kind of hard. Here I'm going to sign my name with the palette knife. I'm going to use the tip of the palette knife and just A. Austin. Can't hardly see it, so I'm going to dip some more red into the on my palette knife a little bit. I like painting with the paint still. I like signing my name with the paint while the paint is still wet. It's kind of cool. It's almost like you're engraving your name inside. So there you go. And there's the painting itself. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful, and I'll encourage you to kind of loosen up and just kind of go at it. Don't worry about how it looks. Practice on small paintings first, and just move and evolve to larger size paintings.